pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Roll call, Mrs. Thomas.
Trustee Dawkins. Trustee Purcell.
Here.
Trustee Washington.
Here.
Trustee Harris Jones.
Here.
Trustee Roman.
Here.
Trustee Heiferman.
Here.
President Hofeld.
Here. Representing staff this evening, to my left is our village manager, Jim Marino. To my right is our village attorney, Chris Cummings. To the audience's right is our police chief, Denise McGrath, fire chief, Bob Grabowski, finance director, Dennis Bubenik, community development, economic development director, Angela Maceras, public works director, John Schaefer, and assistant village manager, Napoleon Haney. And also in the front row is our marketing director, Jennifer Quirk. The minutes of June 22nd. Any additions or corrections? Trustee Purcell.
Nothing here.
Trustee Washington.
Nothing.
Trustee Harris Jones.
Nothing.
Trustee Heiferman.
I've none.
And Trustee Roman.
Nothing.
May I have a motion to approve the minutes, please?
So moved. Second.
It's been moved by trustee Purcell, seconded by trustee Washington. Roll call, please.
Trustee Purcell.
Aye.
Trustee Washington.
Aye.
Trustee Harris Jones.
Aye.
Trustee Heiferman.
Aye.
Trustee Roman.
Aye.
The minutes are approved. The claims list in the amount of $480,535.34. Trustee Purcell, comments or questions? Trustee Washington.
Nothing.
Trustee Harris Jones.
Nothing.
Trustee Heiferman.
I had no questions.
Trustee Roman.
Nothing.
May I have a motion to approve the claims list, please?
So moved. Second.
It's been moved by trustee Washington, seconded by trustee Roman. Roll call, please.
Trustee Purcell.
Aye.
Trustee Washington.
Aye.
Trustee Harris Jones.
Aye.
Trustee Heiferman.
Aye.
Trustee Roman.
Aye.
The claims list is approved. Item number 7, hear from the audience. If anyone in the audience would like to address the board on any subject not on the agenda, please raise your hand. Mr. Derringer, I think you had made some comments, so please feel free. And you can bring your grandson with you if you'd like.
Yeah, this is Charlie, who's one of your residents. Actually, he's following my footsteps, so look out. Governor.
Oh, Lord.
Chuck, can you come to the podium so that?
Oh, okay, thank you.
The floor is yours, sir.
Sands.
I did submit some comments. I'm a Chicago Heights resident, and about 20 years ago, we had a vision for this area. And joint with South Chicago Heights, we had a $100,000 grant that we got, and we hired URS, and we went through this extensive process at First State College with all the residents. And it's 2023, so we got 3 years more to do it. Unfortunately, like most things, they go on a shelf and sit there. Well, part of that vision was to solve flooding problems and sanitary issues, which are still around, as we still know. And the reason I actually came to this community in 1974 was the speed school on Division Street. It was destroyed by Mother Nature after being built, had 13 feet of water in it. I'm an engineer with a doctorate in education, so I'm one of these cross-trained people that takes the tough jobs, whatever. But it's still not solved, and they still are in harm's way because we're still filling in parks and doing things that we shouldn't be doing. We have no place to store and detain the water. And it's happening in your community as well. You've got some places where the water should sit there and be dealt with. And one of them that I think of is up here at Cherry Creek, up here at the Country Club, even though you just sort of passed the buck and you let it become unincorporated, that still is a potential area. And if I have some watershed maps, and Charlie and I have created the Thorn Creek Environmental Club, where you can see all the tools that we've developed over the last 20 years with Governor State. And with that, you can see the resources that are here and why stormwater should be stored up there. There is some stormwater, and that golf course over the years filled in quite a bit of that area. But even though it's unincorporated, we have to get after MWRD, from which I'm retired. I was in charge of stormwater maintenance for many years. And so I've seen these problems, been dealing with it. And I did send a lengthy report and about updating our vision, which will help your community as well. But we're sending the water your way. And if we don't store it up there, like where St. James Hospital was torn down, that should be a detention area. The mayor would like to put a boat in there or something, but it isn't going to happen, hopefully. And I says, they put it in there, it'll float down to Thornton and you won't able to use it. So anyway, I just want to come and share it with you. It can be fun, but
Chuck,
it's still serious
Chuck,
stuff.
you're running out of time.
Oh, I am. Okay. Well, thank you very much for allowing me this. comment about this and the report you all have. So anyway, thank you for listening to me.
Thank you. Mr. Derringer is a regular on Saturday mornings as well. Is there anyone else who would like to address the board on any subject not on the agenda? If not, at this time, the oath of office, Mr. Bubenik.
Homewood resident Ann Knoble has been hired to fill the new full-time finance clerk position. Ann began her career as part-time finance department customer service clerk on July 24th, 2017. Ann has provided outstanding customer service to the community and other departments specializing in vehicle stickers, water bills, freedom of information requests, liens, and countless other matters that are processed through the village hall, whether it be walk-ups, phone calls, emails, or faxes. Ann's experience and her work for the village since 2017 made her the most qualified, clear choice by the recruitment committee. Village will continue to be served well for many years with this promotion. And if you'd like to come up and be sworn in.
I state your name. I am Knoble. Having been appointed to the office of finance clerk for the village of Homewood, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States, Constitution of the state of Illinois, and the municipal ordinances of the village of Homewood, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of financial clerk to the best of my ability.
This time, I would like to issue a proclamation declaring September 20th to 26th as National Rail Safety Week. We've been requested to do this by the railroads. And the next proclamation will be honoring Susie's Hallmark for 49 years in business. Mrs. Thomas.
Whereas Fred and Susie Serzinga have been an integral part of Homewood's history for more than 49 years, beginning when they opened the first Hallmark store in the area in 1972 on Ridge Road. And whereas both Susie and Fred have been active in the Homewood community, members of the Chamber of Commerce, the Homewood Business Association, and Fred having served as chair of the Homewood Zone and Plan Commission for over 25 years. And whereas after moving around the corner onto Harwood Avenue in 2002, Susie's Hallmark occupied 5,000 square feet in a brand new building that they built, offering customers a local shopping experience with a friendly and knowledgeable staff, always helping customers find just the right item. And whereas Susie's Hallmark has served the village of Homewood, specializing in Hallmark cards, gift wrap, albums, stationery, candy, gifts for all occasions from over 50 vendors, being the only dealer in the area that carried the complete line of Department 56 villages and snow babies and accessories. And whereas after 49 years, the Serzingas have made the decision to retire and close the doors of Susie's Hallmark, which they did on June 30. Whereas the village of Homewood wishes to honor the great all-American couple of Susie's Hallmark for their dedication to the Homewood business community and the residents of Homewood. Now, therefore, Richard A. Hofeld, president of the village of Homewood, does hereby honor Fred and Susie Serzinga of Susie's Hallmark and calls upon the good citizens of this great community to join in this celebration.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you very much. Thank you.
And you can- Anytime, any door, any door. The podium is yours.
Thank you.
I used to be on the other side. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Well, thank you all very, very much. We certainly appreciate it. I'm not used to being on this side of the podium for one thing, but I'll get used to it today. We've enjoyed being in Homewood for the last 49 years. We think we've had a pretty good business. We've tried to promote the village as much as possible. But time had come and we decided it was time for us to pull in stakes and sit back and relax, and once we get everything done, of course, and enjoy life while we still can. The village has been great to us. Customers have been terrific. Got a lot of sad customers come in our last month that when we announced that we were going to be retiring. One man came in, he walked in the front door and he said, "Fred, I'm going to be in the corner crying." He said, "What are you doing?" We've had a lot of great wishes. Can't say enough about the village of Homewood. We're kind of sorry to go, but time has come. We're going to try and enjoy life while we still can, because I don't get around the way I used to. Yeah, I don't think it's age or anything like that, though. Hopefully we can get somebody to take our spot in the nice new building there. And we're still going to be in town. We're going to still be shopping at Waltz and Jewel and visiting the farmers market and every place else in town. So again, thank you all very much for your support. Truly appreciate it. Thank you.
It doesn't seem that long ago that you built that building and you invested in the downtown. You were one of the first to do it. You had some vision there as well. Our second proclamation celebrating Van Drunen Ford for their 91 years in business. This is Thomas.
Whereas Van Drunen Ford was founded by Morris J. Van Drunen on September 20, 1930, just after the stock market crash of 1929. In 1932, Van Drunen Ford sold 12 vehicles. Thereafter, World War II began and there were no new vehicles built for customers. For several years, Van Drunen Ford displayed rebuilt engines in the showroom. After the war, production resumed and new vehicles were in great demand. And whereas Van Drunen Ford has prospered since that time and has been owned and operated by the third generation of the Van Drunen family, Marvin Van Drunen, Faye Van Drunen, Ruth Kuipers, and Joan DeBach. And whereas Van Drunen Ford has supported several local programs over the years, including Homewood Baseball and Softball, HF Soccer Club, and Homewood Flossmoor High School's Viking Media. And whereas Van Drunen is the longest operating business in Homewood at 91 years, with locations at 18029 Dixie Highway from 1930 to 1950, 18303 Dixie Highway from 1950 to 1973, and its current location at 3233 183rd Street from 1973 until this current year. And whereas the Village of Homewood wishes to honor this incredible family and local business for their dedication to the residents of Homewood and wishes the family all the best in their retirement years. Now, therefore, Richard A. Hofeld, President of the Village of Homewood, does hereby honor the Van Drunen family and calls upon the good citizens of this great community to join in this celebration.
this proclamation for all your sisters as well.
Okay, if I didn't bring it to my sister.
And the key to the village. And the podium is yours.
President Hofeld, I promise I won't take up more than 1 minute per year. You know, a business to succeed has to be involved in a community with a stable government. And so for almost 91 years, we've enjoyed that in Homewood through all the mayors. It just so happened, I sat next to the portrait up there of the mayor that was in charge of the village at that point in 1930. Mayor Schwartz, I think his name was, or Swartz, whatever. And I never knew that before. It just so happened I sat there. But for all these decades, we've had tremendous support from the village. Hopefully we were a good member of the community as well. And so it's been a very nice symbiotic relationship. And for all you folks here too, you know, if we needed the fire department, they were there. If we needed the police, they were there. And let me tell you about the police chief. I met her one afternoon when there was a little bit of bad activity in a place close by our dealership. And I saw this diminutive young woman personally stringing yellow tape around the scene. So I went over to just make sure that everything was safe in the area there. And there on her badge, it said chief. And I thought, wow, the chief is stringing yellow tape around. This is okay. And I hope you remember that. It was good. And we've had an excellent relationship. Also, I don't know who's in charge of plowing the snow in the wintertime, but you know what, I can tell when I get into Homewood, because you do the absolutely best job of any community around here at plowing the snow. I appreciate that very much. So on behalf of my family, my 3 sisters and I, you know, our business was 75% in the last, since my grandfather passed away in 1974. The business is 75% female owned, which we're pretty proud of. And I couldn't get anything past my sisters for all these years. So I just thank you very much. I'm really honored by this proclamation and your kind words. And thank you so much.
And we'll miss you. Thank you. Mrs. Thomas, the omnibus vote, please note that item C has been deferred. So it'll be items A, B, and D.
The board is asked to approve a special use permit and parking variance for Stay Essential Fitness. Their services will be available at 18350 Kedzie Avenue in Suite 201. The board is asked to award a bid for fire hydrant flow testing, maintenance, and GPS services to M.E. Simpson Company of Valparaiso, Indiana, in an amount not to exceed $77,000. The board is asked to waive competitive bidding procedures due to a cooperative purchasing contract and award a bid for the purchase and delivery of one protest sewer inspection camera system through HGAC by governmental purchasing cooperative contract for a total amount of $89,989.10. The village's current system is 20 years old and needs to be replaced.
Thank you. Any comments or questions with regard to these items? Trustee Purcell.
Nothing.
Trustee Washington.
Nothing.
Trustee Harris Jones.
Nothing.
Trustee Heiferman.
No comments.
Trustee Roman.
Nothing.
May I have a motion to approve these items, please?
So moved. Second.
It's been moved by trustee Purcell, seconded by trustee Washington. Roll call, please.
Trustee Purcell.
Aye.
Trustee Washington.
Aye.
Trustee Harris Jones.
Aye.
Trustee Heiferman.
Aye.
Trustee Roman.
Aye.
Consent agenda is approved. New business, item A, MC 1049, adoption of the new municipal code, which has been discussed at our previous meeting. Any comments or questions from anyone in the audience? Any questions or comments, trustee Purcell?
Nothing.
Trustee Washington.
Nothing.
Trustee Harris Jones.
Nothing.
Trustee Heiferman.
Nope, everything's been addressed.
Trustee Roman.
Nothing.
May I have a motion to approve MC 1049, please?
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved by trustee Purcell, seconded by trustee Washington. Roll call, please.
Trustee Purcell.
Aye.
Trustee Washington.
Aye.
Trustee Harris Jones.
Aye.
Trustee Heiferman.
Aye.
Trustee Roman.
The municipal code is adopted. Item number B, amendments to the municipal code. Mrs. Thomas? There will be 8 of them.
MC 1050, minimum seating requirement, Class 7B liquor licenses. Pass an ordinance eliminating the minimum seating requirement for Class 7B liquor licenses. MC 1051, increase of Class 7B liquor licenses. Pass an ordinance increasing the allowed number of Class 7B liquor licenses from 1 to 2 to accommodate the request from AV Coffee, Inc., also known as Home Base Eatery, for their proposed location at 18322 Governor's Highway. MC 1052, liquor sale hours. Pass an ordinance revising the hours that alcohol may be sold within the village. MC 1053, public body rules for remote meeting participation. Pass an ordinance allowing remote participation at meetings. MC 1054, public dances. Pass an ordinance removing section 6-283A of the Home Municipal Code regarding public dances. MC 1055, compelling attendance, Board of Trustees meeting. Pass an ordinance removing section 2-31 of the Homewood Municipal Code regarding compelling attendance at regular meetings of the Board of Trustees. MC 1056, prohibiting parking in fire lanes. Pass an ordinance prohibiting parking in fire lanes. MC 1057, driver's license suspension. Pass an ordinance removing sections 40-382, 40-383, and 40-419 of the Homewood Municipal Code regarding suspension of driver's licenses for failure to pay parking and red light camera citations.
Any comments or questions from anyone in the audience? Trustee Purcell,
Nothing.
trustee Washington,
Nothing.
trustee Harris Jones,
Nothing.
trustee Heiferman, and trustee Roman.
Nothing.
May I have a motion to approve items 1 through 8, please?
So moved. Second.
It's been moved by trustee Roman, seconded by trustee Purcell. Roll call, please.
Trustee Purcell.
Aye.
Trustee Washington.
Aye.
Trustee Harris Jones.
Aye.
Trustee Heiferman.
Aye.
Trustee Roman.
Aye.
Motion is approved. Item C, M 2189, adoption of the schedule of license permits and applications fees. This is a consolidation of existing ones. Correct. Any comments or questions from anyone in the audience? Trustee Purcell, trustee Washington.
No.
Trustee Harris Jones,
Nothing.
trustee Heiferman, trustee Roman.
Nothing.
I have a motion to approve item C, please.
So moved. Second.
It's been moved by trustee Purcell, seconded by trustee Harris Jones. Roll call, please.
Trustee Purcell.
Aye.
Trustee Washington.
Aye.
Trustee Harris Jones.
Aye.
Trustee Heiferman.
Aye.
Trustee Roman.
Aye.
The motion is approved. Adoption of M 2190, regulating the use of streets. This is an existing ordinances. It's consolidating them. Any comments or questions from anyone in the audience? Trustee Purcell.
No.
Trustee Washington.
No.
Trustee Harris Jones.
Nothing from me.
Trustee Heiferman. Trustee Roman.
Nothing.
May I have a motion to approve item municipal code 2190, please?
So moved. Second.
It's been moved by trustee Purcell, seconded by trustee Washington. Roll call, please.
Trustee Purcell.
Aye.
Trustee Washington.
Aye.
Trustee Harris Jones.
Aye.
Trustee Heiferman.
Aye.
Trustee Roman.
Aye.
Motion is approved. Lastly, item E, resolution 3085, Board of Homewood Expense Reimbursement. Ms. Maceras.
Good evening. The owner of Chevrolet of Homewood, Steve Filippo's, has recently purchased the former Van Drunen Ford dealership at 3323 West 183rd Street. Mr. Filippo's intends to renovate the Ford of Homewood dealership, and the Village of Homewood anticipates entering into a redevelopment agreement with Steve Filippo's for a combination sales tax sharing and TIF incentives. We are currently engaged with the consultant Kane McKenna and Associates in preparation of an eligibility study, which is underway to determine if the properties in this area at 183rd and Kedzie Avenue, which would include the Homewood Ford property, could be designated as the Kedzie Gateway TIF district. The anticipated date for the designation of the TIF district is October of 2021. The village has been in discussions with Steve Filipos regarding this TIF district since early 2021. At that time, he was negotiating the purchase of the Homewood Ford dealership. The acquisition cost and other rehabilitation costs are TIF eligible expenses, but they will be incurred prior to the creation of the TIF district and also before formal approval of a redevelopment agreement with the village. Passage of this reimbursement resolution allows but does not bind the village to enter into a redevelopment agreement at a later date and to reimburse Steve Filipos for TIF eligible expenses that were previously incurred. In addition, the village will expend funds for TIF project costs such as engaging the consultant to prepare TIF studies. These expenses will occur before the TIF is established, and they are also reimbursable.
Thank you, Mr. Cummings.
So the purpose of this tonight, this is not the approval of a TIF district. That's a whole separate process that the board will undertake in the future if it chooses to. This only allows the village, if the board chooses to go ahead with the TIF district, to use TIF funds at a future date to reimburse TIF eligible expenses. So there's still a lot to go as far as whether the board chooses to establish the TIF, but at this point, it keeps the village's options open as far as being able to reimburse them if you choose to go forward with this.
Thank you. Any comments or questions from anyone in the audience? Trustee Purcell.
None.
Trustee Washington.
Nothing.
Trustee Harris Jones.
Nothing.
Trustee Heiferman.
I have no questions.
Trustee Roman.
Nothing.
May I have a motion to approve resolution 3085, please?
So moved. Second.
It's been moved by trustee Purcell, seconded by trustee Roman. Roll call, please.
Trustee Purcell.
Aye.
Trustee Washington.
Aye.
Trustee Harris Jones.
Aye.
Trustee Heiferman.
Aye.
Trustee Roman.
Aye.
Motion is approved. General board discussion, trustee Purcell,
Nothing.
trustee Washington,
Nothing for me.
trustee Harris Jones,
Nothing for me.
trustee,
Nothing.
trustee Roman.
Nothing for me.
With that, may I have a motion to adjourn, please?
So moved. Second.
It's been moved by trustee Washington, trustee Purcell, seconded by trustee Washington. Roll call, please.
Trustee Purcell.
Aye.
Trustee Washington.
Aye.
Trustee Harris Jones.
Aye.
Trustee Heiferman.
Aye.
Trustee Roman.
Aye.
We stand adjourned. And again, our best wishes to the Van Drunen family and the Serziga family. Thank you. Sure.